Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Rondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned.
Ridiculous.
Here's Brandon and Jeff.
I was like, come, look, you give away for free, I'm going to give for free.
All right. Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. And we are back, and welcome to episode 56 of The Film Blurs. I am Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. Uncle Jeffrey, a.k.a. J. Otis Dynamite, a.k.a. Revengeman Button, a.k.a. He Who Remains, a.k.a. Patty Ruxpin, a.k.a. Jobu Tupaki, a.k.a. This Motherfucker, a.k.a. To Be Determined. And I'm joined here, as always, with my main man.
I'm Brandon Norwood, a.k.a. Hero Protagonist, a.k.a. the true father of Joe's kids, a.k.a. Poppy Chulo, a.k.a. the Glizzy King, a.k.a. Mr. Krusty, a.k.a. the Lethal Protector, a.k.a. my biggest pet peeve is sports because I don't like seeing grown men sweat on each other, a.k.a. I want a Subaru Outback so I can have masked strippers in the back giving shape-ups, a.k.a. Rough McGruff, a.k.a. These Nuts, a.k.a. B-Wood, the Magnificent.
Yay! Man, at this point, like, I got to pull out a scroll to go through all my AKAs.
Oh, yeah, nigga, I write them shits down.
Yeah, I got like a list. It's like, all right, what are we doing today? Who am I today?
So let's get into the big news that happened Monday while I was sleeping. WB pulled that shit while everybody was either watching Better Call Saul or was literally sleeping. Ezra Miller has released a statement saying,
Ezra
I have
Watch.
What?
Like, we should start like Ezra Watch. Ezra Watch.
This nigga's like, yeah, I have severe mental health issues, so I'm going to go to treatment, and I apologize for my actions over the past 2-3 years. And I'm just like, this should have happened after the second incident. Like, at this point, it's like too little too late.
Right. All right. So, like, good for them for recognizing their mental health difficulties, because, like, I know I got that shit.
I think I do too. Right.
Like, I'm crazy than a motherfucker. But, like, that statement seems so fucking written by his publicist.
Yes.
Right. And also, like, they had to have a come to Jesus meeting, right? It wasn't him who was like, I think I really need some help. Someone like had to pull the plug on something.
Yes.
To like make him sit down. It was like, all right, I go, because as a person in crisis doesn't realize they're in crisis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because before this last week, after we recorded like that later that night, WB, like it was rumored that WB was weighing 3 options. 1, scrapping the movie altogether. So that's $400 million just set on fire. 2, Ezra sits out the press tour and everybody else promotes the movie. And then, or 3, they're going to have to start over and reshoot the movie.
Right. And like none of those were good options, but all of them were on the fucking table. And I said it last week. I was like, if they'll pull $100 million movie, right?
Yeah.
Like they might pull a $400 movie,
yeah,
a $400 million movie, just because it's going to be a train wreck, and it's also going to be a circus. No one's going to go see the movie to see the movie. They're going to see it to see the Ezra show.
And basically at this point, and I still think this is true, this is basically the last movie he's going to do. Well, last big movie
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like he'll probably get some indie work, but like I just as a leading man in like Hollywood projects, this is it for him.
Right. And like,
or them, excuse me.
Got like all the best wishes to them to get back on whatever path they need to get on, to be like to address their mental health. But like he's not going to be bankable anymore. Right. He might be they might be an indie darling, like you said. But look, if a conglomerate like WB was seriously considering just burning $400 million because of your bullshit and shenanigans, right? They're not going to take that risk again. No one's going to take that risk again.
No.
Yep.
Even let's say, Jeff, like I get to make a little $20 or $10 million movie, and Ezra's in contention. As a director, I would tell my casting director, he's gone. He's gone. We're not using that, just because even an indie film, you're still like biting and fighting schedules and trying to get shit together. And the last thing I need is to worry about a loose cannon snapping at any fucking second.
Right. Like it's not even like on a smaller budget film. Like we don't I don't call it like low budget anymore. Like my dude, told me like I should start referring to them as smart budget films.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yeah, I like that. But on a smart budget film, like you have no room for error at all, right? So like I would like to think that Ezra eventually gets well, and we could trust him, but like as of now, fucking do your DBT and your CBT, take your meds, dude, and like just worry about getting well.
I will say, listen, I do hope he gets better. I'm the type of person who I hope they get better. It's just because I don't want anybody to have that issue and keep having those issues, because nobody should suffer like that.
Right. And it's not like, and I don't want to say that it's the stigma of mental health difficulties. All right. It's not that at all. It's that he's proven that he can't be fucking like you can't put any money on them. I'm sorry, I keep on calling him. So it's like I don't want anyone to come at us thinking like, oh, this is why people don't talk about mental health and stuff like that, because there's a stigma. It's not the stigma of mental health. He could be fucking insane, but do the work and not fuck up my money, and that will be fine. Right. The fact is, they are showing that they are willing to fuck up the money and fuck up their own brand. Right.
And me as a person, I can forgive someone if they truly mean it. Like holding on to, I'm at a point in my life where I'm just old enough where I'm just like holding on to grudges brings nothing.
Right. And
it's just bullshit. And it depends on what the person did. But like something like this, I was like, I could let go of a grudge. But as far as me personally, if I make it and I start making projects, I don't want to work with him. Like it's been too much for too long where I just like, I don't trust you.
That's fair. And like, I'm thinking like, look, you could dig up both my parents and slap them in the face and I would forgive you, but don't ever fuck up the bag.
Yeah.
Don't ever fuck up the money.
Yeah. Listen, it's one thing to do something to me personally. It's another thing to do something to me business wise or for the brand. When you come at me for my money, that is when we both have beef there.
Right. And I like we'll and I want to close out on saying this. If Ezra was a brown person, they would not have given them nearly as much latitude to fuck up.
Oh no.
Not nearly as like I'm thinking like when Martin Lawrence went fucking crazy, they canceled him. Like any other black or brown actor or actress that sort of went a little loopy, they got one strike.
I mean,
this motherfucker's going around on a fucking crime spree.
I mean, just one last thing I want to say is and this is nothing with Ezra Miller. This is now just about the Flash. The reason why we keep saying $400 million for the budget is just because this movie has been in development for almost 20 years. Like, they've been trying to make a Flash movie ever since Superman Returns. And the fact that The Flash, the TV show, is going to enter its 9th and final season, and that will be out and done before the movie's released, says a lot. Like, Jeff, you know somebody who worked on it. I know somebody who worked on it. And I will say I've always been stories. Yeah, it's always been a shit show. I don't know why a Flash movie is so hard to do for this company.
I don't. I mean, if we're gonna get in the weeds with it, like, I don't know why a lot of this shit is difficult for this company. Like,
yeah, man, Green Lantern should have been a home run. Should not have taken Wonder Woman to 2017 to make it to the screen.
And let's also talk about our boy Henry Cavill, who they continue to fucking do dirty.
Well, let's even forget Henry Cavill. Let's just talk like Superman in general. Y'all fucking up on. Right. The most recognizable superhero on earth. They have so many characters that people know. Like, I just found out the other day that there was an animated Gotham Knights show that was going to be on HBO Max, and they got rid of that.
Oh, word?
It was going to be Damian Wayne as Robin. You're going to have Tim Drake as Red Robin, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, Barbara as Batgirl, and then you were going to have Red Hood, and I think maybe Spoiler or Orphan in the mix. And it was going to be them, like, you know, on their own, fighting crime and shit like that. And they just came in, they're like, nah.
I mean, some of the stuff that WB is putting out is fucking amazing, but they're behind the scenes bullshit and like it's not even, I'm not even going to talk about DC WB. I'm going to talk about DC, the DC imprint that I like everything to do with that IP. Like, it's they're fucking up. You can't live on the Joker forever.
I want to say, like, just give it a shot. At this point, like, what's the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, guess what? That's what the multiverse is for. Yeah. Then you could pivot to something else. Like, staying on the topic of DC, this is just rumored. Now, don't take this as fact. This is rumored that Joker Folie à Deux is going to take place mostly at Arkham.
Cool. So,
from what I understand, from what I think is going to happen is they're going to escape at the end of the movie.
Here's my prediction for Joker. Todd Phillips is just doing a remake of fucking what was the Zack Snyder film Sucker Punch. He's just going to be doing a remake of Sucker Punch.
That is a WB joint too. Fun fact about that movie was supposed to be rated R, and they made him take it to a PG-13.
But it was like almost R anyway, so I don't know what. Yeah,
and then they put out the R-rated extended cut, and they asked Zach, they're like, "Oh, so is this your cut of the movie? This extended cut?" He's like, "No, there's a director's cut of Sucker Punch that I'll probably never see the light of day, but no version of Sucker Punch is my cut that I want you to see." And I was like, that's the one movie where I'll give you a little leeway on, right. Where I was like, yeah, listen, no matter what, I think that movie's going to be a fucking piece of shit. But I would love to see your specific piece of shit.
But, you know, it would have been an original and interesting piece of shit. Yeah, like
that's why I'm saying I would like to see
I would rather watch the director's cut of Sucker Punch over the Justice League any day of the fucking week.
Yeah, because I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. Sucker Punch is if a 15-year-old who played too many video games and has a hentai fetish just beats his dick all day, just watched Inception and was like, oh my God, I could do this. And
I'm waiting for that fan art from our people.
No.
Oh, shit.
Damn, there's a lot of talent in that fucking movie just wasted, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, Gina, what's her face?
Fucking Gina I can never pronounce her name.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Fucking Emily Browning, fucking Jenna Malone, fucking Abby Cornish, fucking
it wasn't badly cast at all.
It was just badly written, badly directed. Like that. This was the pre-Marvel movie where like you could tell niggas were just standing in front of a green screen about 90% of the time. So when the action happened, there was no stakes for me just because I'm like, I'm watching people in front of a fucking green screen. So like it feels weightless.
Right. I'd rather just play a video game.
Exactly.
Sucker Punch the video game would have been fucking awesome.
Yo, man, I mean, I just beat Ghost of Tsushima last week, and
I got to get back into that. Like, I had to stop because I was going around fucking just eating fucking fish and rice for 3 months, pretending like I knew Japanese.
Nigga, I beat the main game, and then I beat the Iki Island expansion, and like, that is what I wish more video games would be, except smaller. Because for me, Ghost of Tsushima was just too big.
Yeah, it's like that's the problem I had with what was the
Red Dead?
Well, Red Dead, because I'm still
Red Dead is way too big.
I'm still playing Red Dead. I'm still playing what was the Grand Theft Auto that was in Compton?
Oh, San Andreas.
San Andreas, man, I never finished San Andreas because that was
San Andreas wasn't too big. It was just too fucking hard.
Yeah, it was hard, and it would be like when you go from like the first GTA, right, or GTA 3 to like San Andreas, it was a massive leap, and I got exhausted.
I mean, GTA 5 was big too.
GTA 5 was big, but it somehow, I think because you had the 3 characters, right?
It made it more streamlined.
Like made it more streamlined and like more accessible. It's like, all right, at least I'm switching up. These missions are sort of varied and shit like that.
Yeah, dog. Fucking Ghost of Tsushima. It took me a year because there was like months I went without playing it just because I was like this. Yeah. And then I was just determined to beat it because I was like, bro, it's going to be a year that it came out on the PS5 next week. And I was just like, no. I'm going to beat it before this year anniversary. Yeah, and it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's on the list. I still got to beat Guardians. Still got to beat Red Dead. Like Guardians.
I beat Red Dead 2 years ago, but that took me 2 years to beat.
Right. You know, like, and it's one of those things where like you step away for a couple of months and then a year will go by. It was like, oh, I should really get back into that.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened because now I want to get back into Death Stranding, and that game's just fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's streaming on PlayStation Go or whatever like that. Their streaming platform, and I look at it and it's like, I really want to start this, but do I want to start another game that I'm not going to finish for another 4 years, and the game's already 4 years old?
It is fucking freaky. I know people have beaten it, and everybody who's beaten it has just came out and said, "Oh, this shit should have just been a movie."
Well, yeah, I mean, wasn't that Guillermo? Wasn't he?
He's in it.
Okay,
he's in it. So is Lea Seydoux. You play as Norman Reedus. Like it is an all-star cast just because the creator is a well-respected Japanese dude. I forget what he's done. I can't remember what the dude's done, but he's on Twitter and he has a presence on Twitter, and like his other games are fantastic.
Right.
And I'm only 2 missions deep into Death Stranding, and that was like 3 years ago. So like when I pick it back up, it's just going to be like, well, fuck, I still got this whole ass. And it's a weird ass game. Like it's not for everybody. Like that shit is weird as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I love weird as fuck. So.
Well, I also started Bug Snacks. That's a game for kids. And it just seems like not really a game for kids. And it's more of a game for stoners.
I mean, wasn't like Plants vs. Aliens? Wasn't that for stoners?
Oh, you mean the zombie thing?
Yeah, like whatever. Like, was it Aliens versus Zombie? Like,
yeah, Plants versus Aliens versus Plants, like zombie apocalypse. Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you know, most video games are for for stoners. I finally finished the remaster of Mafia.
Oh, I've never played that.
It's good, man. It's fucking it's really good. And then now I'm playing Mafia 2, the remaster, and it's just like the mechanics are all fucking off. Like I got the mechanics and the graphics for the first one were so smooth, right? And so like well thought out that it feels like the second Mafia. It was like, all right, we have this property, let's give it to this fucking studio. Let's make it more like GTA.
Gotcha. You said you have a PS4, right?
Yeah, I had a PS4 now.
All right, we'll talk offline. But have you played Uncharted 4?
That was the last one, right? That was like the very last thing. Yeah, I think I beat it. I can't remember it though.
All right, because I'm just asking because I have an unopened copy of Uncharted 4, and when I bought it 2 months later, they're like, "Oh yeah, here's Uncharted 4 for PS5," and I'm like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah. If I don't have it, I'll take it from you. If I do have it, we should give that away as a prize to somebody.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Because GameStop ain't gonna give you no money for it.
And I'm telling you, the shrink wrap is still on it.
Oh shit! Let me check to see if I got that shit.
So our last bit of news.
that was a hard diverge.
So our last two pieces of news is they announced the release for Lord of the Rings for Netflix. The first 2 episodes are going to drop early. It was the release date was initially announced
for Netflix or Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So the release date was initially announced September 2nd. Now they announced last night they're premiering it early, September 1st, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
First 2 episodes. So I will be able to make your Labor Day cookout because I am, you know what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I get ripped and watch this show in 4K high definition. And then from there on out, every Friday, we will get a new episode up until I think October. And this will be finished out before the Game of Thrones show, which premieres next week. That's hilarious. It premieres after Game of Thrones, but then finishes before Game of Thrones. I think they're the same episode length. I think it's only 10 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just, Amazon just trying to fucking big dick.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that too. Oh, they whipping out their dick. Yeah. Like, oh, you fuck your little Game of Thrones shit. We got this Lord of the Rings fucking prequel, nigga. They ghosted. Peter Jackson's like, yeah, they ghosted me. I wanted to be a part of it, but they ghosted me.
Oh, word? Like,
I get it though, because they came out and said they're like, yo, listen, we wanted to be faithful to the movies and have it tie into the movies without it being directly tied down to the movies and being a slave to the movies. We wanted our show to stand on its own 2 legs. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Plus, the Hobbit trilogy.
Which I still have not seen. And like, the more you talk about it, like, the more I don't want to see it.
Yeah, all you got to do is see the extended version of the first one, and then you're good.
Yeah.
And so our last bit of news is they announced just as we were starting to record, Rami is coming back next month.
Yeah.
I am fucking hyped. I love this show. I have no idea
where it's going to go, like how it's going to what they're going to do for season 3.
Yeah, man. Just because season 2 ended in such a way where I was just like, wait, what? I was just like, what? And when his family finds out what happens, like,
right? And like, how do you come back from that? Like, I'm not going to give you spoilers, but like, how do you like, you don't,
dude. You don't. So September 30th, Rami comes back.
All right, so check it. Like, so now you have about a month and a half to watch the first 2 seasons of Rami, and
on Hulu.
Who's like fucking Hulu?
Yo, I'm saying, nigga.
Hulu's Yo, don't sleep on fucking Hulu. Like, all you motherfuckers talk about Netflix and chill. Like, you need fucking Hulu
and hookup.
Hulu and hookup. There you go.
R.I.P. fucking Anne Heche, R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John, and R.I.P. Wolfgang Peterson.
Yeah, right.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
This year has been real shitty.
Yeah.
With the fucking talent death.
Yeah.
You know, and like Olivia Newton-John and Wolfgang Peterson, you know, R.I.P. They seem less tragic than Anne Heche.
You know, Anne Heche came in for a Q&A once for Cedar Rapids, and she did seem like just off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, but like, yeah, and like they pulled the plug on Saturday, and when did she actually pass? Because unlike in the movies, when someone says they pull the plug, it doesn't mean they instantly die. Sometimes they hang on.
Yeah, I think
That's
it was
the worst
like
part.
I think it was like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And now the reason why they didn't pull it right away is just they wanted to see if her organs were okay, because when she passed, she wanted her organs donated. So, you know, they got the okay for the organ donation, and then her sons were just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard decision to make.
Listen, I need to make a will and have it notarized by a lawyer, just so like if some shit happens to me, all my possessions I could have doled out the way I wanted to. I could have a proper fucking send off the way I want it.
Yeah, don't die in America unless you got a plan, man, because the vultures come out.
Oh yeah, that your money will go straight to the state, and then and then a funeral. They're like, funeral. How about $1,000 to bury you?
And then, but then also all the niggas that never talked to you when you were alive just come out the woodwork like cousins. You haven't seen since that one fucking cookout in 1993. Be like, I miss him so much. I miss my Uncle Charlie.
I had just found out that one of my cousins is a millionaire. Never met the dude. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Good for him. My grandpa's like, yeah, you should hit him up. I'm like, why? Right. I've never met this nigga. Like, why am I going to hit him up? Because he's a millionaire? That's fucked. Right, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, that's that nigga's money. That's that nigga's business. I don't know him. He don't know me. And even if I made money like that, I wouldn't want some random person coming up to me like, yo, it's me.
What up, going on, cuzzo? What up, yo?
I'd be like,
one time?
I'd be like, word? You see this biscuit in my hand right here? I don't care if you family or not, but you want to catch a hot one.
I mean, I said if I won that $1 billion, I was just gonna fake my fucking death, change my name, and be on a fucking island. On some Johnny Depp shit.
Damn, man. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, man. As soon as you make it somewhere, all of a sudden,
it's like people want to know you. It's like, yeah.
Exes start hitting you up like, hey, you married, you got a kid. I'm like, bitch, I ain't thinking about you though. You fucked that shit up years ago. What the fuck? I haven't seen you in years, bitch. I ain't getting involved back in your bullshit either.
Oh shit. We are going off the rails today. Yeah, I like it. Fuck it. Let's make this fucking 8-hour show. Let's talk about life and bullshittery. Fuck a movie.
All right, Jeff, what have you watched lately?
Oh shit. All right, what I've been watching. All right, let me just start off by giving more love to Hulu, right? Because last week I was randomly like searching on Hulu for something to watch, and I came across a show that just dropped called This Fool. Right? It's produced by Fred Armisen, stars Chris Estrada, and it is one of the best sitcoms I've seen all year. It's absolutely fucking hilarious and wrong and fucking what I want out of TV. Right?
This makes me so happy to hear because I kept scrolling by it and like I'll come back to it, but I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, man, This Fool is like it's so good that I was tempted to rewatch the season because like I was laughing so hard at shit that I missed jokes. Right? It's about this dude who works at a thug rehabilitation clinic or whatever like that. Like dudes who got out of jail, he's trying to like teach them how to not fucking kill people and to like get a real job and shit like that. And their main source of income is they bake fucking cupcakes. Right, so you got all these hard ass thug niggas baking cupcakes. So that's straight off the bat, right? And so his cousin gets out of jail, right? And his cousin's been in jail since 2005, and moves in with him, and it's just them clashing and shit like that, right? And it's absolutely fucking hysterical. Like, I don't want to spoil any of it for you because the jokes keep on coming hard and fast, and they're so fucking wrong. It's adult as shit, right? But it's like I'm so glad that we like. Don't get me wrong, I love white people, right? I love a white sitcom. I'll watch a fucking Seinfeld till the day I die. But it's good to see fucking these other voices, man.
Yes.
It is so good. And like this proves that fucking comedy is fucking universal, dog. Like you black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. Fucking comedy is comedy. And this thing is fucking I cannot wait for you to watch this show.
All right.
Right? So I hope this shit gets a second season. Right? Because it deserves it. Like I said, this is the best sitcom I've seen in a minute, and I don't really fuck with sitcoms anymore like that.
Yeah, neither do I.
Right. So like the fact, it showed up, and I was like, let me check this shit out. Right. Let me see some brown people, see what's going on. Dog, from fucking from minute one, son, I was cracking up and seeing these motherfuckers just trying to hawk fucking cupcakes. Fucking teardrop tattoos and shit like that. Yo, this fool on Hulu, watch it. Going along that vein, I didn't realize that there was a season 2 of Flatbush Misdemeanors.
The fuck is that?
It's a Showtime show about like these friends, like this white dude and his black friend who are just bums in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and they get into all sorts of misadventures and shit like that. The first season was weird and good, and like it wasn't hilarious like this fool, right? But it was that's humorous, funny, right?
Got you.
Right, but it showcased Brooklyn, a whole bunch of fucking brown people in it. So I gave it a chance. They had some really interesting story beats and shit like that. Season 2 dropped a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't realize, so I caught up on that. You can tell that they had more money. So like even from the visuals are changing and stuff like that. It seems more cinematic. I'm less invested in this season though. Like I had to, like, it's not that it's a bad show, but it's not a bingey show. This is like a weekly show, right?
Gotcha.
Because I tried, like I binged it over the weekend. I was like, I felt myself checking out. Mm-hmm. And like when you're checking out of a show that you like, that means it's not a binger.
Yeah,
it's a once a week.
Yeah, that's Better Call Saul for me.
Yeah, right. Like, I know you saw it. We'll talk about it, Saul. But yeah, you can't binge some shows that you really like. You can't binge, and you shouldn't binge.
Yeah,
this Flatbush Misdemeanors, I would say, if you get a chance, if you have Showtime, or if you got somebody who can hook you up, give it a watch. But 3 episodes at a time and just jump out. Especially this season. Let's see. So I discovered this show on Amazon, The Outlaws. The main reason I decided to watch it was because our man Christopher Walken was in it.
All right.
It's cute. It's a cute fucking show. It's about a whole bunch of people who have to do community service because they fucked up in one way or another, and they end up having to commit crimes while they're rehabilitating this community center. Right. So the first season was all about this bag of money that they found. And now second season is about them having to sell drugs to replace the money that they found. Right. And it's a Steven, what's the, I can never think of his name. The nigga who's always working with, well, let me look this up right now. Man, my mind is fried. This is what happens when I stop drinking. Stephen Merchant. It's a Stephen Merchant, like he created it. And if you know Stephen Merchant, he's like the king of fucking British
Cringe.
TV.
Yeah.
Cringe TV. Yeah. And it's the same thing. It's like when I say it's cute, I don't mean it's family friendly. I mean, it is an adult show, but it's funny and it's heartfelt, like, because you actually start feeling for these characters, and like even though the stakes are high, you never feel like anyone's gonna fucking get murdered. Okay,
so it's like Hello Ladies.
Yeah, it's sort of like if Hello Ladies was instead of about this, Stephen Merchant trying to fuck, it's about Stephen Merchant trying to cover up crimes.
Gotcha. All right.
So like, there's 2 seasons of it. It's good. It's not great. If there was a third season, I wouldn't be mad at it. But if it's only these 2 seasons, I'm fine with that. And that's what I want to talk about when it comes to British TV. British TV knows when to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so this last season, except for Luther, right? This last season of The Outlaws, right? It ends, and it could just end like that, or they could do a third season, right? But if they ended, it is closure.
That's what I love about British TV.
Right? Like, fucking British TV, maybe you'll get 4 seasons. Maybe. And then they like move it on. Like, we got other stories to fucking tell, except for Luther. I think they're doing, aren't they doing another season of Luther?
I think they're doing a movie now.
They're doing,
I mean, and this is where they fucked up, is this last season ended on a cliffhanger, and we should just spoil it for you. Luther gets arrested because he's been framed for like multiple murders, one including Alice.
Right.
Because Alice fucking just lost her fucking mind.
Right, but wasn't it revealed that she faked her death?
No.
No? Okay, maybe
that was a different season. That was season 4. Season 5, she comes back.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Luther should have ended
at season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3 was the end.
Yeah, until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So Outlaws on Amazon. Yeah. It's good. It's not great. It's not life-changing, but if you need some sort of just like, I need not to think, go for it. Yeah. Then from there, I want to talk about A Most Violent Year.
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
I had never seen it before.
What?
Yo, I had never seen it before. And I'm mad that I have not watched it up until this point.
That's my man, JC Chandor.
Yo, like, this is the best movie about fucking
capitalism
fucking ever, right? Because like, you watch the movie and all of the previews and everything, like how they sold it back in 2014, right? It's like, this is gonna be like the next fucking Godfather, this is the next crime movie, and it's not.
No,
but it's a very well acted, well paced movie about just fucking the oil delivery business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then just trying to one up everybody to become like the empire of oil business in New York.
Right. And like, there's very little violence or extreme violence in this movie. Right.
Yeah, like, not to cut you off, but like the most violent scene in the movie is where the kid picks up the gun and starts pointing the gun. Right. It's beautifully shot, beautifully acted.
Jessica Chastain kills it. Oscar Isaac fucking kills it.
David Oyelowo's in that, right?
David Oyelowo, I can never pronounce that nigga's name. Oyelowo was in it. Fucking Albert Brooks. When did Albert Brooks become the de facto consigliere in all these fucking movies?
I don't know. Let me ask you, what do you think about? I know a lot of people were tight about that ending. They're just like, "Oh, so corruption just wins." I'm like, "Yeah, nigga, that's how real life works."
Right, that's life.
Sadly, like right. I would love to change shit, and I'm trying to change shit, but like that ending seemed
that was perfect.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't. How else was that movie gonna fucking end?
Everybody thought David Oyelowo was gonna be like the patron Satan hero. I'm like, nah, that nigga's out to get paid too.
Right. Like, look, I need to move up so I can move people up. Right. So yeah, Most Violent Year. Check it out on HBO Max. It's don't go in expecting fucking Goodfellas. Right. But if you want to go in like to it for a well acted drama about some adult shit, about life shit, about like, yo, this is what it takes to win shit, then watch A Most Violent Year. So I guess we're going to talk about like joint movies, like or TV shows that we both saw. Let's talk about Better Call Saul.
So this finale was like an hour and a half.
Right.
And it just pisses me off just because I'm just like, bro, you were done. You were out. You got caught. And then you managed to con this dude into stop fucking with you. And then you had to start pulling cons again.
Right. Like it's the same Walter White dynamic, right? It's in them. It's always been in them.
Except, and this is what I've always noticed with this show. Jimmy could have had options that Walter didn't. Always had options. Like Walter did it because he was desperate. And then it just became about ego and greed.
Right.
Jimmy, it was always about ego and pulling the con and pulling the next con. And I'm better than you and this and that. Like this last episode is literally about the death of Saul Goodman and the rebirth of Jimmy McGill. Like Saul Goodman's gone.
Right.
Right. It's a redemptive. This last episode is about him getting redemption.
Right, and he like even like that last 15 minutes. Like, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but like he was still pulling his Jimmy shit until he wasn't. And he's still pulling his Saul shit until he wasn't. Right.
He was pulling. See, Jimmy died. Jimmy came back in the courtroom. Like Right. It was Saul Goodman up until the courtroom, and then the courtroom, it was Slippin' Jimmy. And then from after the trial happened, the rest of that was just regular old Jimmy McGill.
Right. Except for no one's ever going to let him forget that he's Saul.
That was nuts. Yeah. That ride.
The bus ride.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's out. And like, even in the prison, like, they respected him. Like they still call him Saul.
Godfather.
Right, they still call him Saul.
There was one surprise I didn't see coming. Well, two surprises, because two people come back from Breaking Bad, and everything that this show sets up has been paid off. I want to say that first and foremost, and that's great writing. Second of all, definitely watch Breaking Bad before you watch Better Call Saul, just because this last episode makes it clear, like, nigga, you need to watch Better Call Saul. I meant not Breaking Bad. Before Better Call Saul. Like, you absolutely need to watch Breaking Bad before Better Call Saul.
Right, because
there's two characters that come back. One I didn't expect, and both of them I didn't expect, right. But the big one
was like, oh shit.
And that highlights the differences between them two. It's just because, we've talked about this character before and how much of a piece of shit this character is.
I mean, we might as well just say, let's
no. Let's keep it. It. However, what I love is that this character points out to Saul, oh, you've always been a criminal. Like you didn't just turn into one. You've always been a criminal. And that was my thing too, is like, how did he not realize this? It's like, yo, like even Mike, when he had that talk with Mike, even Mike looks at him like, why is it always about money?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you're not poor, man. Like, you're better off than most people. And that's all it comes back to is money. Even his brother, because, you know, they bring back his brother.
Right.
And his brother in the flashback, you know, tries to, you know, open up to him. It's like, hey, you want to hang out with me and just, we could, you know, do some stuff together. And he's like, nah.
Yeah. So like, Saul is one of the, or Jimmy, or whatever you want to call him, is one of the most fully fleshed out characters we're going to see on TV. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's like he can't help it, and you see that he can't help it because when you're good at something, right? It doesn't matter how bad it is. When you're good at something, you just want to keep on fucking doing it.
Yo, you know what really pissed me off? If that nigga had just been quiet and stayed still in the dumpster, he would have gotten away. But he had to start screaming and fumbling in the dumpster. And I'm like, bro, if you had just gotten the dumpster, stayed quiet, stayed in there for like 4 or 5 hours, and then got out, make the phone call to Ed, you would have been gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's talk about how beautiful these last couple of episodes have been. They've been shot like fucking French New Wave films. They're like art. They're like art.
It's Vince Gilligan, baby.
You know, like that one, the which I think this should have been the last shot of the show when
the cigarette
in the cell.
Yeah, everybody said that should have been the last shot.
That was beautifully composed, and it's like cut it there.
Well, you talk more about it, and I want to bring it up because I did read why Peter Gould said that he didn't want that to be the final shot.
Right. I mean, and honestly, this whole entire last episode, honestly, it's about Saul and everything like that, but it's also about the justice system and how fucking bullshit it really is. Right. Because, we've already said it right now. Jimmy, he gets caught. Right. Saul gets caught, but the way he fucking manipulates the legal system.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. The 7 years.
Right.
And if I was in that position, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do the fucking 7 years and then walk out, nigga. Like,
right. But like, he's on some petty, like, because he knows the law so well. Right. And he's such a good bluffer. Right. He's just pulling some fucking just petty shit. Like one of the articles in his fucking plea deal was like, yeah, I want Bluebell ice cream every fucking Thursday. Right. And when
he negotiated himself to spend 7 years in one of them fucking like luxury resort prisons,
like Club Fed type bullshits. Like that's how like good a lawyer he is, but also that shows you fundamentally how fucking fucked the U.S. justice system is. Right. Because like when they start reading off all his mandatory maximums for everything he did, he was looking at like 15 life sentences. Like, how do you talk that down to 7?
And he ended up getting 68. But he'll be out because he's going to be on good behavior. So he'll be out in like 10, 20, 17 years.
Look, he's fucking Saul Goodman, a.k.a. Jimmy McGill, a.k.a. Slippin' Jimmy. If he wanted to, he could like fucking legal his way out and get out in those 7 years.
Oh yeah. Because nobody's gonna fuck with him because everybody respects him too much. And then now he's completely shed every part of that con artist and criminal that he used to be. And once he gets out, he's gonna go to Kim, and them two are just gonna probably like live and be just doing shit together until they die.
All right. So let's talk about, like, since you're looking at something up, let's talk about that last episode before this one, Waterworks.
Waterworks?
Right. And how when Kim breaks down on the fucking bus.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yo, because like Kim Wexler throughout the whole entire series doesn't really show any emotion. And I guess it was being saved up all the way until that penultimate episode, because when she fucking breaks down on that bus, I had to stop it. I had to pause and walk away, because it was, if she doesn't get nominated for an Emmy for this, is it too late for the Emmys for this year? So like
next year,
this
will probably win, right?
Yeah, this will win. This will win next year's Emmys. But like her performance is mwah. So
all right. Well, I found it.
All right. What are we looking at?
So the writer's room discussed the idea of having the cigarette scene be the last shot of the series, but Gold did not want the show to end with the two together in the same frame. Instead, he wanted the show to end with the two parting in the prison yard to deal with the truth that Saul will be in prison for a while.
Okay. Fair.
Multiple fans noticed that Kim's right hand subtly gives the finger gun gesture back to Saul. And Odenkirk and Seahorn said an alternate take was filmed that Kim does do the finger guns back. But Peter Gold felt that this could be interpreted as Kim going back to their old ways. As a result, they only used the one where Saul does it to Kim and Kim looks on with acknowledgement.
Yeah, a lot of layers. So I'm excited if Kim actually gets her own show.
Yeah, it won't be for a while, because they both said they want to live outside of Breaking Bad. And I get it, because Peter Gold has done Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul back to back, and now fucking Vince Gilligan did Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and El Camino back to back.
Right.
And El Camino is probably the best ending for me personally out of the three, because that's the only one where I was just like, oh, well, somebody doesn't get to suffer. Somebody actually does have a happy ending in this motherfucker.
Right. And if you haven't seen El Camino, go back or like go watch El Camino.
You know what? I will say this. Watch Breaking Bad. Watch all of Better Call Saul, and then you save El Camino for the very end. So that way you walk out uplifted, happy.
Right. Someone wins.
Yeah. Because
someone wins.
Out of all three of them, Jesse deserved the ending he got.
Well, especially towards the end of Breaking Bad, because he
God damn, yeah.
He got it. So moving on, the last thing I want to talk about is the 40th anniversary of E.T.
Yeah, it was re-released in IMAX over the weekend.
Right, and like E.T. was the first movie that I had ever went to in the movie theater. My mother took me, so it's always got a special place in my heart.
So shout out to my grandma, because my grandma loves that movie, and in turn made my mom love that movie. Black women love E.T.
Fucking black women love E.T. And I hadn't seen it in years, right? And going back and watching it on the big screen for the first time since I was fucking 2 years old, it reminds you of why Spielberg is fucking Spielberg, right?
I was so happy to see this, because right before lockdown, I had tickets to see this with my brother at the Draft House in 70 millimeter.
Oh shit! All right.
And well, yeah. So IMAX is a nice trade-off. They really did a nice fucking remaster of this.
Yeah, and like the thing I forgot or never noticed before is that the first 15 minutes of this fucking movie shot like a horror film. Right?
It's menacing because they keep all the FBI agents in shadow and silhouette.
Right. I mean, you don't see Peter Coyote until like the last fucking half hour of the goddamn movie.
Right? Yeah.
And you don't see, like, I'd never noticed it before. You don't ever see any of the adults except for the mom.
Right.
Any adult of any kind of consequence is always obscured, right? Because it really is a kid's movie. It's about, like, not a kid's movie. It's about the children.
Right.
And their perspective, and it's just the layers like that. And like I found myself tearing up like a little bitch during some of these scenes, and they're not even scenes that had any sort of like that would normally elicit that emotion. When they're doing the bike chase with all the boys, when they're trying to get ET to the landing pad and shit like that, and they're flying and shit like that, like I'm tearing up because it's like, god damn, fucking Spielberg's a master.
Man,
right?
Those kids were scumbags too. Like the one kid tried touching mom's ass. I was like, bro, that's your homie, man. Like,
right? This ain't Brazzers.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Fucking little scumbag.
You can't fuck your friend's mom in the kitchen.
Yo, nigga was looking right at you too. Like, yo, I would have took a glass and threw it right at his head.
Right. Oh shit! So like I know you saw it this weekend, but like, yeah, it's fucking. Oh god. Fucking.
There's shots in this movie where I was just like, god damn, fucking Spielberg.
Fucking Spielberg, man. Like,
no fat on this movie. Like no fat. Yeah. Everything in this is in it for a reason.
Right. And everything has a payoff. Everything.
Oh yeah. Like, and this is one of the rare movies where every character is well written, has development, and I was never mad at any character at any point in this movie.
And you know how I hate child actors, but like fucking
Henry Thomas,
Henry fucking Thomas, Drew Barrymore, fucking even C. Thomas Howell.
Yo, Drew Barrymore was a snitch. Just constantly snitching.
She was just, it's fucking 3-year-old snitch or whatever old she was. But yes, fucking Spielberg, man. Like, it reminds you that movies can be fucking magic.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's not about the fucking box office. Sometimes it's about the fucking just make motherfuckers feel something.
Man, go ahead.
Now, I will say the product placement in this movie was fucking epic, right?
What, the Reese's?
No, man. If you look, every frame was sold.
I'll be real with you. I wasn't even paying attention.
How like they're always like, hey, would you like a Coca-Cola?
See that shit. I'm just so used to it now, where that shit just went over my head.
Right, but like you weren't used to seeing it so prevalent. Like when ET opens the fridge, that's like. I wonder how much money these brands paid to have their shit in that fridge. Even the milk was branded.
Fun fact: the Reese's Pieces were supposed to be M&Ms, and M&Ms thought the movie was going to be a flop. So they're like, "Nah, you can't use M&Ms." Or Reese's. At that time, Reese's Pieces was the new candy, so they're like, "Yeah, put them in there. We don't give a shit." And well, joke's on you.
It reminds me of that the show Winning Time, which I love and I talked about before. There's this one scene in Winning Time where Phil Knight goes up to fucking Magic Johnson and is like, "We can't give you the money that Adidas is gonna give you, but we'll give you your own shoe." Right. And, Johnson, Magic passes on the Nike deal because Nike was a new shoe company. No one had ever heard of them. And then when he walks away from the deal, it shows how much Magic Johnson's stock would be worth if he had signed his deal with Nike in the beginning of his career. It would have been worth like something stupid like $5 billion.
Yeah, man, because Jordan still makes like fucking 500 a year off of Jordans.
Yeah. All right. So
I mean, people still buy those sneakers. I still buy those sneakers.
Right. So like the Eminem Mars thing, the Eminem like Reese's Pieces thing reminds me of that fucking story. It's like, sometimes you got to go with your gut. Sometimes you got to go with your gut.
My thing too is, as the president of Mars Candy, I would have been like, yo, that's free fucking product placement. Yeah, who gives a shit? If the movie bricks, there ain't no sweat off our back.
Like people aren't gonna stop eating M&Ms because fucking ET was a piece of shit. Right?
Yo, right, man? Like, yo, fucking one of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 sucks. From time to time, I still eat Pizza Hut.
See, there you go. There you go.
I will say E.T. has now get me wild excited for Labor Day, because Labor Day is the IMAX re-release of Jaws.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait. If E.T. was this good in a theater, I can only imagine how seeing Jaws, because I've never seen Jaws in a theater. So
neither have I. I once got the chance to watch Jaws in a pool, but I was sick, and I always regret that.
Yeah, my brother saw Jaws in a theater. He saw it at the Alamo Draft House, and he says, yeah, see it in a theater with an audience is different than watching it at home. I was like, yeah, I imagine so. He's like, trust me, Brandon, you don't understand. That movie's made to be seen in a theater. I'm like, it's Spielberg, nigga. Like, yo, yeah.
It's literally the first blockbuster ever. There's a first blockbuster for a reason.
Yeah, so New Brunswick, I'll be coming back, baby.
All right. So, Brandon, what have you been watching?
All right, well, let's start with TV, and I want to real quick dive into Beavis and Butthead and just say this shit's been okay. It's been okay. The first 3 episodes, I was like, because I keep forgetting to talk about it.
I still can't finish the movie.
Which movie?
The last one,
Do the Universe? See, that shit was funny.
I got a half hour in, it's like, I can't.
All right, fair enough. Did you watch Do America?
I watched Do America, and Do America, it was funny, but I think it was funny because of when I watched it, where I was mentally. And as a person watching that new Beavis Butthead movie is like, I remember this being funnier.
Yeah, the movie wasn't as good as Do America, because Do America to me is still funny. That shit is hilarious. This Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, I was like, it's funny. It's something I won't watch again, but I'm glad I watched it. This show though, this new show, I'm just like, bro, I'm about to just give up on it because this shit is just not funny.
Do they still do the music videos and shit like that?
They do YouTube stuff. So sometimes they do music videos and sometimes they do like YouTube and TikTok shit.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool, I guess.
So, like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I want to move on to Westworld season 4.
I forgot to talk about that, but yes, let's talk about it.
I love this season up until this last episode. This last episode, I was just like, I understood what happened. I got where everybody's coming from. I don't like it. I don't like the execution of the story. And my thing is, when they first announced this show, they said they wanted this to run 7 seasons. If this gets renewed for a 5th season, this 5th season is going to be it. Because there's no way this show is going to go on for another 2 seasons. Like season 5 is it.
Right. Well, season 5 will show you the ramifications of everything we saw in season 4. But I don't want to see a season 6 and a 7 of this new world.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this story, we are literally at the end of this story. So whatever season 5 is literally the end of this story.
Right. Like I don't see how they can go further because, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but season 5 is going to be primarily
in the Sublime.
In the Sublime, and that's not interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Like I'm not fucking with like the concept of the Sublime. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You could save that for like the last 2 episodes of the show itself. But now that we're gonna spend a whole fucking season with this shit, I'm just like, I think they played their hand a little too much this season. They should have like really took their time because like I feel like what the Man in Black did, this shit should have been its own season.
Yeah.
Like this show's always been about control and just human nature and how human nature is just, we're always going to self-destruct. And that's what's going to be our downfall because we can't help but to literally set the world on fire and watch ourselves burn. I like that. I like the themes of control. However, now where we're at now, I'm just like, and the reveal with Christina, I'm just like, I don't like this at all, bro. I fucking hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are really excellent parts of season 4.
Yeah.
Right? There are like fucking stellar parts. But didn't.
It's this last episode, bro. It just went off the rails, man.
Right.
And this is coming from somebody who loves season 2. Like, right? This shit just went off.
And like how fucking the turn where Hale ends up being the good guy, right? But like only because she has to. And then it's like, oh, I mean, I get it. I get it. I just don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I get everything that they did. It's just,
Yeah, I feel like this could have been executed in a much better way.
Yeah.
And like, spoiler alert, I don't know how this show is going to continue for one more season just because literally almost everybody's dead.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, there you go. That's the end of season 4 for you. Literally, the Man in Black sets fucking the world on expert level.
Yeah, I feel like we got like 2 hours left with this story, and I know they've cut back down to 8 episodes from 10, so we got 8 more hours. And that's just me assuming that season 5 is going to be it, because I just don't see this going past a 5th season.
Like I said, I don't care about the Sublime. I barely understand the Sublime. Like,
it's how AI heaven,
right? But like, how is there physical manifestation?
I don't know.
Like, how at the dam? How was there a physical manifestation?
Dude, I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, okay, I get the Sublime, I get it, but like, what's this fucking portal thing?
My thing is, I'm too deep now. Like, I got to finish this show. This show's like, it's now hit Sons of Anarchy level where I'm like, yo, I'm this deep. I got to finish it out.
Right.
Because I know probably they'll get a 5th season. I know probably HBO's probably, because our new overlords are cutting back. I know they're probably going to be like, yeah, this is it for y'all. Y'all not getting another season.
Right. And we'll get a 5th season, and then maybe 10 years from now, we'll get a movie like they did with fucking Deadwood.
Mm-hmm. They got to wrap this story up with season 5. I don't want to see no fucking movie. Yeah. Like, this is it, dude. Like,
yeah.
That was their problem. They shoved way too much shit into this season.
Yeah, I mean, it was the whole entire season very nihilistic and very dark and depressing anyway. And it's just like, I love a sad ending, but this was a sad, unfulfilling ending.
Yeah, like we got to the end of this and I was just like, ooh, boy.
It was like, okay.
Like the season 3 was a sad, nihilistic ending, but I was excited to see where we were going. I was like, oh, fuck, this opens up new opportunities.
Yeah. And it just doesn't seem like season 4 delivered on the promise of season 3.
That's my biggest thing about this show is like, every season ended with, I'm like, okay, there's some new opportunities. And it does. It picks up those opportunities and runs with it. Like season 2, where they escape into the real world, you get to see that in season 3. Season 3 ends on a big fucking new level. And you're like, oh, shit. And then you get to season 4 and they start executing some of the ideas that season 3 ended on. And Like I said, y'all had me up until this final episode. This final episode was just, it was sloppy.
Yeah. Here's another spoiler alert. Everyone's fucking dead.
Oh, well, we said that already. Like, there's literally nobody left. That's why I'm so confused on how they think they're going to get to 7 when I'm like, I guarantee you HBO is going to say like, yeah, you guys are going to get a 5th and last season. Because there's just no way you guys can do anything past season 5 with the story where you guys took the story.
Right. So
plus they have all these other shows that they have to do on Amazon because they signed that whole Amazon deal.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Lisa and Jonah.
Jonah, I thought it was Jonathan.
He goes by either or.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, because they're a married couple, so like they signed a whole ass deal with Amazon, and I'm like, yo, and Jonah's off making Fallout right now.
which I still have never played that game.
I haven't either, but like I'll watch it.
Right. Yeah. Like everybody who's played that game has said that they love that game. I don't want to devote another fucking
I know.
6 months.
I know. So yeah. Westworld, god damn. Y'all were right there too. So let's move into Only Murders in the Building. We have one episode left before the season's out. And this week's episode, we find out that last week I thought that was the killer. Nope. That is the pawn of the killer.
Oh shit, they did a switcheroo?
No. It's the let's say this is the Harley Quinn to the Joker. So last week we met Harley Quinn.
Okay.
And now this week we meet the Joker. We meet the mastermind.
All right. Now I'm gonna have to get into season 2. Like I've been
Season 2
waiting.
is so much better than season 1.
And
season 1 was fucking great. But season 2, I don't know how they did it, but they pulled it off. Season 2 is better than season 1.
Okay, those are bold words because I loved fucking season 1.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see how this is going to be resolved next week. And we will talk about it in our next episode.
All right, so let me catch up so we can. So, yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say because, like I said, everything, like the character work, the mystery, the comedy, everything has been on point in this season. And this show's made to binge because it's so short and it's so easy. It's like drinking like a glass of like fine wine. It just goes down easy and you're just like, you feel warm and you're just like, that was good. That was good. So yeah, let's move on to Evil. This is another show where I'm just like, all right, so I don't know how this is going to end because we have one episode left. We end on a big reveal this week. We find out what happened to Kristen's egg. Ben from Lost has it and has inseminated it and is now going to do some real evil shit now that he's going to be a dad.
I got to get on this fucking show, man. It sounds weird, fucking super weird.
It is insane because now everybody's hallucinating demons and shit. Everybody's seeing demons. The demons are having babies. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm sorry, what? Demons having babies?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man. Yeah. Evil's been fucking wild. Season 3, this season has been the best it's been because I think it was best that CBS dropped this and this went to Paramount Plus because now on Paramount Plus, they're getting away with so much fucking anything they want that they couldn't do on broadcast TV.
Right. And that's why I still have hope for a Hannibal revival on one of these other.
Oh, yeah, because it was already extreme on broadcast TV.
So I can only imagine if like one of these streamers gets it.
So Harley Quinn's been okay, still continuing it,
Yeah.
We're 4 episodes in and I'm just waiting for y'all to get your mojo back.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it just because you have not been a champion of this show.
And we talk about those first 2 seasons. Like, I love those first 2 seasons.
Yeah, they were great.
And this one, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, right.
And so I will close out TV with something we'll both talk about. Episode 5 of The Rehearsal.
Fucking Nathan. Applause, baby. Applause. You were the weirdest motherfucker on TV.
Angela is a straight piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, yo, they straight up show when Nathan leaves to do other things for the show, this bitch just drops all responsibility and just does whatever the fuck she wants to do.
She breaks character. Like she's talking to when she had the teenage son, they were talking to him like he was just like a dude, like an actor, right? And here's my fucking thing. And I said this, it's like episode 2. This bitch was just signed up for it for a fucking vacation.
Yo, what you just said is what my fucking brother said. He's just like, yo, this is all she wanted was a vacation. She clearly doesn't know what she wants from life. And I was like, it's weird to me that I said to Trey, it's just weird to me that she just ups and leaves. Yeah, and my brother goes, yeah, she's upping and leaving because now her vacation's done and she realized, oh, I'm gonna actually have to do the work.
Right. Yeah. And like any sort of challenges to her worldview, like the whole entire Judaism fucking thing.
Yo, I was just like, yo, I hope she realized she's being an anti-Semite on camera.
Right.
Like, it's okay to say, like, yo, I believe in Jesus and that's me. And that's okay. But you cannot deny somebody's religion, bro.
Right.
Unless it's Scientology.
Even Scientology. If anyone's listening, I mean, I just want to have some money. I want to have enough money for them to blackmail me on a yacht. So that's where I want to be with Scientology. So like, I'm not going to denounce that. I'm just going to say, give me the money so I can pay to be fucking part of the clique.
Yo, but yeah, Angela, just a straight piece of shit. Like, they show her sitting in her room, spinning in the chair, literally going, wee!
Right.
It's a 44-year-old woman spinning in a chair going, wee!
I mean, I would do that shit too. I mean, look, there's no age gap or age requirement for joy. But I had forgotten, I didn't even realize that the business that she was running, right?
She's not even doing.
It's a fake business, right? So it's a business she was hoping to get into in her fantasy life. I thought when she was like, I've got to, go upstairs and work, I'm thinking like, okay, so she's still running her business that she had in her real life while she's doing this rehearsal. And it's like, no, even her business is a rehearsal. So all she had to do was fucking package and mail out these fake packages.
And she can't even do that.
She couldn't even do that. I was like, oh my God, you are the worst.
Not for nothing. If she was a true hustler, I would have been using these resources and exploiting Nathan to actually build this business. So once this rehearsal's done, you could have a fully functioning business.
Right? It's not like he wasn't, like he was willing to fucking build, he made it snow. This motherfucker made it snow. Like, so when he had his confrontation about religion and the holidays, it would feel like it was the holidays. Right? Yeah. So it's not like the show wouldn't have gone that far. It's like, look, I'm going to need you to set up an LLC for me, and I'm going to need some startup capital.
And you know what? He would have did it, man. He would have did it. I was just like, yo, she has squandered. Like, I could say this, at least for the other rehearsals, people participated to an extent, right?
Right.
Even the dude who fucking ghosted Nathan participated and got something out of it.
Right. He had his breakthrough.
Right. I don't know what Angela got out of this outside of a free vacation.
I know what she got. She got the lesson that she really doesn't want to be a mother. And that she doesn't want to be with anyone that is not exactly like her.
I want to say this, and this is for anybody listening. Will you be able to find somebody like you? Yes, it's possible, but it's going to be hard. But I will say, try to find companionship first and foremost. Try to find some common ground. Like, life is about making some compromises. And the fact that she is almost 50 and not willing to make some compromises to find, a life partner, that says so much about her.
Right. But it wasn't supposed to be about compromise. It's supposed to be about her dream fucking life in Oregon with the homesteading that she didn't do. Right.
Yeah. She doesn't even pick the vegetables.
Right. Like, here's the thing. I thought Nathan was doing the homesteading because she was actually working on her real business. Literally. And raising the kid. Literally all she had to do was mail off these fucking fake packages.
And she can't even do that. And her listening to her talk about her favorite movie, she's like, I love Mel Gibson. I love the way the camera floats.
moves.
I was like, I was like, the camera, the way you're talking about the camera floating, that's a Spike Lee dolly shot. Fucking Mel Gibson doesn't do that shit.
Right. And like, whose fucking favorite film is Apocalypto? It's not even Mel Gibson's favorite fucking film.
Look, I like Apocalypto. Apocalypto's a good film. It's nicely well made and everything. But you're like a super religious woman. I thought you would have said Passion of the Christ, because that makes sense. And for somebody who's anti-Semitic, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Who the fuck picks Apocalypto over whatever? This is the type of woman that we're dealing with.
But she's contradicting herself, because like she's talking about like how she doesn't celebrate Halloween because that's when they do all the fucking human sacrifices, right? But then her favorite movie is Apocalypto, which is about a culture that did nothing but human sacrifices.
Oh my God.
You daffy bitch.
My favorite too is Miriam, because everybody was rooting. I was on Twitter while I was watching this, and I put my phone down because I was like, all right, everybody's into Miriam. And then you get to the end of the episode.
Like, Miriam's got problems too. Never fucking look. If someone is too into their religion, right, there's gonna be a problem. Doesn't matter which religion it is.
Yo, because as soon as the episode ended, I went back on Twitter and all I saw was Miriam, no,
Right?
no, Miriam, why? And
I knew that was gonna happen. You can't pit two zealots against each other. It's like fucking Godzilla. Let them fight.
Yo, and Nathan's just sitting there like, I can't say this. Like, he wants to straight up tell her, like, yo, I don't believe in this. And she's like, well, you're a Jew. You have to believe in this.
She was like, well, I mean, yeah, you got to use your platform to talk about Israel. And what do you think about the Palestinians? And he's like, well, what do you think? Because I don't want to get into an argument with you.
Oh man. Yeah. I can't wait to see this final episode. Looks like in the preview, Angela's back for a little bit.
Well, I think they're gonna do like one of those, oh, where are they now type things. You
know, she back in her studio apartment doing fucking Angela shit.
Doing Angela shit.
Which is nothing.
Which is fucking reading Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, listen, it's very clear this woman is going to be single and not have kids.
Oh man, she's gonna get so much fucking dick thrown at her after this show, because someone's gonna be like, oh, that bitch is crazy. Yo.
But she's saving it for marriage, bro.
Look, she's gonna get all sorts of wealthy suitors coming after, like, I want to tame that filly. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Like, it's the way the world works. So you get a little fame, get some dick thrown at you.
All right, let's move into movies. I want to say I watched Secret Headquarters. This was a movie that was supposed to come out in theaters, and instead, like 2 months ago, they're like, yeah, it'll be on Paramount Plus.
How is it? Because
it's a piece of shit. It's a big, like, if this came out in theaters, it would be lucky if it made like 20 million.
Because I keep on looking at it and it's like, is this like a kids movie, or is this
a family movie?
Yeah,
so it's from the dudes who did Catfish, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. The movie's 90 minutes, but feels like fucking 3 hours.
Wait. From the guys who did Catfish, like Neve, like the show Catfish?
The movie.
But like the movie and then the show. Yeah,
it's directed by Henry Juice and Ariel Schulman. They did Catfish, and then they did a couple of Paranormal Activities.
Okay.
This movie, the concept is good. Like, what if you found out your dad was a superhero? What if there's a team of people hunting this superhero down because they believe he has too much power, wields too much power, and that the power should be shared among the people? All that's good.
So it's invincible.
What?
It's Invincible.
Sorta, but it is just executed in the worst way possible.
All right, go on.
Like, this movie fucking sucks. Produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, and I was just like, yeah, Jerry, you just put out Top Gun with Paramount. Let's see what you do with a kids movie with Paramount, and you quickly find out why this went straight to streaming. There ain't no one fucking character in this is likable. Like, the best character in this is fucking what's my man's name? Jesse Williams. Like, Jesse Williams is the best character in this.
Okay.
Michael Pena, like, I don't know how, I don't know who his agent is, but bro, you got to get a better agent. Because he not only does his character suck in this, but you could clearly tell he was given no direction because he's given in a fucking garbage performance.
Like, Michael Pena, when he is in the right role and he's given some direction, he's fucking amazing.
Yes.
And then he'll do paycheck gigs, which is fine, but he does like really bad paycheck gigs.
Like Chips, Secret Headquarters.
Yeah.
This movie fucking avoid this shit like the plague. All right, I'm going to move into my next movie, which is Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is I guess the series finale of the Nickelodeon TV show Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've never seen the show, but I kept hearing how good this movie is. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it.
Right.
And I really liked it. This is good, man. It is fun. It's a different take on the Turtles. It has its own unique style. Like, the style of this shit is just wild. Leonardo is not the leader. It's Raphael. Oh, wow. Raphael is like the Hulk in this. Like, he's so much bigger than the rest of the Turtles. The Turtles have superpowers.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. April O'Neil's black. This movie, and this, I watching this movie, I'm like, this show ran for 2 seasons on Nickelodeon. Got canceled, and then they're like, yeah, we'll wrap it up with a Netflix movie.
So should I go back and watch? Should we go back and watch the TV show?
Oh, I definitely am. I'm starting that shit tonight because this movie is fucking amazing. I love this shit. Bro, this movie introduces Casey Jones, and Casey Jones is from the future and goes back in time to help the Turtles because the Turtles were his family in the fucking in the future. And so when he goes back in time, everybody's like, who the fuck are you? April O'Neil's awesome. It's this black, she's like basically Keke Palmer from Nope.
Yo, so they really reinvented the Turtles.
Yes, this shit is I love this shit. And everybody has an arc in this. Splinter is like this old fat rat who looks Japanese. Like, the Krang is in this, and it's more than, because, you know, Krang was just one.
Right.
And he was in that suit.
Right.
Bro, there's multiple Krang, and all these motherfuckers are powerful. Like, when they show up, you're just like, oh, these niggas are fucked.
Yo, what? Because I was looking at it, and I see people like chat on Twitter and shit like that. It's like, man, I'm like, what can they do with the Turtles that I have not seen before?
Listen, I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is one of my all-time favorite franchises. I loved it since I was a kid. I still love it as an adult. This is the second best movie in the franchise.
Oh, shit. Like, oh, really?
Like, it's the OG movie, right? The very first one. Always going to be the best one. And then this one is number 2.
Okay, wow, shit. Okay,
I'm gonna go back and watch the show because this movie, it works for both kids and adults. This is how you do shit. You got to make it appeal to everybody. Because if I had a kid, I'd be like, "Oh, little nigga, we watching Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." Come home the next day, like, "Daddy, you want to watch something?" I'd be like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nigga."
So that's because I'm your favorite parent.
So yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. This movie was so good that now I cannot wait to see Seth Rogen's movie next year.
Wait, I didn't even know Seth Rogen was doing a Turtles movie.
Seth Rogen spent 3 years with his partner, Evan Goldberg, because, you know, they write everything together.
Right.
They spent 3 years writing a Turtles movie. He announced it a couple of weeks ago on Twitter, on Instagram. Hey, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem's coming out next August 4th, 2023. I've been working on this for 3 years, and I'm very excited for everybody to see it. His Turtles movie is also going to be animated.
Okay. All right. I'm down for it. Shit.
So, like, listen, I will give every version of Turtles a chance just because I love these fucking characters. So
right.
Listen, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I cannot recommend it enough. It's a fun 90-minute watch.
Okay, all right.
And like, yo, it's for, there's kid stuff in there, but the kid stuff is not juvenile.
I'm down. Like, all right. I'm excited for it.
So the last movie I'm going to talk about is called, I watched this on the Criterion channel. It's called Year of the Dragon by Michael Cimino. It stars Mickey Rourke, and he plays a cop who's been assigned to Chinatown in the 80s. And he is racist as shit. This is one of the most racist fucking movies I've ever seen. It is written by Michael Cimino and Oliver Stone because it's based off a novel. Okay. Michael Cimino made this because Heaven's Gate was his previous movie, and we all know about that. So he made this for the studio just to prove, like, hey, I can still make a studio movie.
Right.
Yeah, Captain Stanley White is Mickey Rourke's character, and goddamn, this movie is. I understand why people hate this because it is nihilistic, it is gross, it is racist. It's just a hardcore movie. It's about this guy who gets assigned to Chinatown, and he's doing everything in his power to take down Joey Tai, played by John Lone, who is this younger guy trying to take over the triads in Chinatown. And, you know, there's order. Like, the older triads work with the police just to keep everything contained.
Right.
Stanley White comes in. He's like, nah, fuck that. They're criminals. We're taking them all down. And because of that, he's pissing off the triads and his fellow cops. And then on top of that, you have this young dude, Joey Tai, who's just, that dude's a fucking scumbag. Like, he's doing anything and everything. Like, he's sending out people to, like, Mickey Rourke has a wife. He has his wife murdered. He gets involved with a Chinese news reporter, and she's a popular news reporter in New York. Joey Tai has her raped because she's helping out Mickey Rourke. Joey Tai goes to Thailand to take over the drug business from the other triad dudes, and the general who has a whole army in Thailand's like, yeah, I respect you, I like you, I don't know you, but I want to keep doing business with this other dude. So sorry. And he's like, oh, that other dude. You mean this guy? And he pulls out his head and puts it on the table. And I was just like, yo, what?
Yo, I have to see Year of the Dragon.
I think the last 4 minutes of this shit is unearned because the last 4 minutes is a little too upbeat and happy.
Right.
I was like, you guys did not earn that ending. Like, that movie ended on the bridge.
Well, you said it was a studio film, so I mean, they probably had it's like, we have some notes. You can leave the decapitation scene in and all of the rape, but what did you think about not having the audience kill themselves at the end of this movie?
Yo, if you're going to be nihilistic, just be nihilistic, man. Like, this is a neo-noir, clearly a neo-noir. It's melodramatic, but it's a neo-noir. This is pretty hard fucking core.
But is it good?
Good until those last 4 minutes.
Okay.
But it is a vile movie I would not recommend unless you're a fucking hardcore cinephile. Like, I want to read the book, but I mean, ooh boy.
I mean, I love me some old school Mickey Rourke. So
this was when he was still pretty.
He's just pretty in a different way now.
And you want to know what's funny? They put makeup on him and they paint his hair gray on the sides to make him look older.
Okay, all right.
I was just like, oh, they're doing that.
All right. Well, they didn't have aging technology back then. They didn't have the CGI. When did the movie come out?
1985.
Okay. Oh, that was peak. Oh, so this is 85R, right?
Yeah.
So 85R is like a fucking NC-17 now.
Yeah, this came out. It's about to turn. It's about to have its anniversary because it came out like on the 18th or the 21st. I can't remember, but it came out in August of '85, and it bricked just because of what it is. Right. And then the reviews, the critics did not like it either.
Right.
I get it though. You watch it, and you're just like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Since we're talking about anniversaries, I want to give a special happy birthday to Event Horizon. It was 25 years old on Monday.
Oh yeah, I want to watch that because it's on Paramount Plus, and I want to watch it just so if I know I like it enough to get the limited edition 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a special watch of it, and we talk about it next week, I would love to because it's still one of my favorite horror movies.
All right, I'll get to it over the weekend then. All right, so let's move into trailer talk.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right, so we saw the trailer. We keep forgetting to talk about this trailer. The trailer for John Wick 4. It dropped Comic-Con weekend.
Right, and they do what they do. If you sign up for the Continental, they send you a text, and
and then like 2 hours later, it's up on YouTube.
Right.
We finally got katanas, man.
Yeah, man. Like, look, you don't have to sell me on a John Wick movie. I mean, it's cool seeing this shit, but like, we have literally been in the John Wick camp since day one, since before day one. We were telling all y'all motherfuckers about, there's this movie called John Wick that's coming out. Y'all niggas better watch that shit.
Yeah, because I specifically remembered this was when I was still in school. I got an advanced screening here in Trenton, and I hit you up. I'm like, yo, you want to see this movie called John Wick starring Keanu Reeves? You're like, yeah, sure, why not? We get there, we get in line, and I'm sitting down. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is. We seen a free movie. I can't be too mad.
Right.
And then we get like 20 minutes in, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Right. So we know John Wick. We've been there since the beginning, so you don't have to sell us on that.
Yeah, like, he got katana now, and I've been waiting for a katana fight in John Wick. Motherfucker got nunchucks now.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope this is the last one.
Me too. I know it's rumored that 5 is still kicking around, but Chad Stahelski straight up came out and said, he's like, listen, 4 has an ending, and if this is it, fine. And I understand because this dude's actively developing Ghost of Tsushima because he's been wanting to do that, and he's been wanting to do Highlander. Let him make other shit that's not John Wick, man.
Right. And
honestly, like, I'm tired of the fucking cliffhangers. Like, John Wick 3 would have been a masterpiece if it wasn't for the fucking cliffhanger.
Right.
How many people is this guy going to kill? Like, that's my thing. Like, eventually you're going to run out of people to kill.
I mean, it's already like now it's John Wick versus the world. What's next? Like, John Wick fucking gets on a space shuttle.
Yeah. And plus Keanu's getting old, man. And if he's going to keep making action movies, I would like to see another Matrix than another John Wick.
I'd rather see another Matrix, or I just want him to be the new Batman.
Yeah,
like the
he came out
Batman.
and said he can't because watching Super Pets, I was like, damn, I want to see Keanu Reeves as Batman. And he even came out and said, he's like, yeah, I'd love to do old ass Batman.
Yeah, I would like Batman Beyond with Keanu Reeves. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so like, let's sunset John Wick because like this is getting long in the tooth. Like seriously. Today they put out the trailer for the Netflix show Wednesday, and it looks crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Gomez's hair.
I like Luis Guzman, but I feel like we should have casted Gomez differently. Like we could have got Oscar Isaac or anybody else. Right. Otherwise, Catherine Zeta-Jones, perfect.
Yeah, I mean the casting besides. Like even like Luis Guzman, I'm down for it. It's just the hair.
Yeah, but I mean, otherwise, this looks for a Netflix show. I was just like, why does this look so good? Yeah.
it'll disappoint us.
We'll see. All right, let's move into our main review.
All right, what do we want to talk about first?
Let's do Day Shift, the lesser of the two.
I wanted to like this so much.
It felt like it was trying too hard, is its problem.
Yeah, so Day Shift. The world building was so fucking lazy.
Yeah.
So they kept on explaining all these vampires, right? And all of the shit that they could do and yada, 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 yada. But we never see it. It never makes a difference because I couldn't tell the difference between one vampire and the next.
My question is, he goes and hunts these vampires during the day, and he goes in the houses, and the houses are dark as shit, and they have all these fights in the dark. And I'm just like, nigga, just open the blinds. Like, rip the blinds off the windows.
But it doesn't matter because, like, the sunlight doesn't actually kill them. It just kind of burns them a little bit.
Eventually, it will kill them. But I'm just saying, like, it'll make you killing these things easier.
Yeah, and it's just all the rules for killing vampires.
It's weird.
It's like all right, so an uber vamp, you have to hit in the heart with a stake and then cut off their head. And like there's a southern vamp, like and there's fucking baby vamps, and it's just like, but why? Because it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have to fight them differently, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought this was a try hard wasted opportunity because I think the concept's there. It's just, as with everything with Netflix, is the execution.
Right. Like I said, there's no real stakes. It felt like it was written for a white person because the main character's name is Bud Jablonski. So, like, Jamie Foxx plays Bud Jablonski, which I have never met anyone with any kind of melanin.
Who has the last name Jablonski?
Or Bud. I've never met a Bud that...
Yeah, Bud's usually a racist.
Yeah. But that's whatever it is. This movie, the only thing that saves it, besides the Nazarian Brothers, I want to see a Nazarian Brothers fucking TV show. Right? Fucking Scott Adkins and I can't ever think of this dude's name, but Kevin from fucking Shameless. They fucking murdered this fucking role, that one scene. I was just saying, like, so there's all sorts of exposition, but none of it really matters.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like motherfuckers telling you about shit. Like telling each other about this shit, but they should already know about this shit because this is their profession.
It's cliched, man. Like, you've seen this movie a million times before in different skins. Like, you know what I mean? This feels like a video game skin.
Yeah. And honestly, like, this movie gets by only because everybody seems to be having so much fucking fun.
Yeah, like, it was cool seeing Snoop Dogg as a vampire hunter. No lie.
Right. It was like, so the Nazarian Brothers and Big John are my favorite characters in the whole entire fucking movie. And like, even that's fucking telegraphed. Like, oh, when at the end, when they literally murder a whole entire room of people, right? And he comes in with his fucking Gatling gun. I was like, I knew some shit like that was going to happen, but it was still cool to see. Fucking Snoop Dogg with a Gatling gun just fucking wrecking shop.
Smoking a blunt.
Smoking a blunt, right? And like the perfect example. All right, the spoiler alert, because it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, fuck this movie. Who cares?
Fuck this movie. All right, so Big John, Snoop Dogg, has to sacrifice himself at the end with the bomb, and then 10 minutes later, he comes out of the sewer and gives the most fucking hackneyed, fucking bullshit reference to the Lost Boys ever.
I was confused by that because it was a light bomb.
Right? Like, nigga, Like, you're alive. Like, you're not a vampire. So why is a light bomb going to kill you? But everyone's like, oh, Big John, he's dead. He's left his hat.
And you know what? That was much cooler in Blade 2.
Yeah. Like, all right, so I was going to say this. You have seen this movie before because it takes parts from better vampire movies. Like, this is the Turkish version of every one of your favorite vampire movies. Like, whatever your favorite vampire movie is, it's in here, but they made it dumber.
Yeah. Look, Jamie Foxx, man. Project Power, I understood why you did it. I think Project Power could have been much better, but I get it. This shit, I don't know why you did it. We got to get you out of Netflix. I don't know why you're in Netflix purgatory right now.
And like, this movie could have been good. It could have been really good. Like, none of the jokes land.
Oh, no.
Like, the funniest thing is when Dave Franco does his squirrel imitation.
Yeah, but his character got annoying real quick.
Right, and like, it's once again leaps in fucking logic. It felt like they cut out parts. Like, they cut out. Like, it felt like they cut out a whole entire hour out of this. Because how does that motherfucker end up fucking bit inside of Bud's house? Right, like, when he got just dropped off before, there's a whole entire segment where he ends up at the fucking house. And let's talk about the fucking next door neighbor. How, like, oh yeah, I set you up. She made me do it, but now I'm going to fight for you. It's like, oh, so you could have just not knocked me out and we could have avoided all of this shit.
Right.
You know? I wanted to love this movie. I really did. Because it has all of my favorite things in it. Fucking kung fu, vampires, Gatling guns, and Peter Stormare.
You know what would have made this like good if you got someone who the major problem with this is they got somebody who doesn't know how to properly shoot an action scene. Well, no, and if you got somebody who knew how to shoot an action scene, this would have been a really entertaining film.
See, that's the thing. Like, the action isn't what I had a problem with. The fight scenes were pretty on point.
I thought they were okay at best.
You know, because like the director is like, he's a stunt coordinator, and like it shows. My problems with the script, because one of the writers, right, wrote Army of the Dead.
Ooh, oh, Shay Hatton.
Yeah. Army of Thieves, John Wick 3, which is the John Wick that we were just complaining about, right? He's writing Planet of the Dead now. He's writing Rebel Moon. So he comes from the Zack Snyder camp.
Look, and the only reason why he gets a pass for John Wick 3 is because there's two other people on that script.
Right.
You know, and that's still reined in by Chad.
Yeah, and like Day Shift, it's ugly. Like, it's got that Oompa Loompa color grade on it where it makes every fucking body look orange.
Yeah,
like those orange and teals. Like, God, and I watched this goddamn movie twice.
Why?
Because like the first time I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm being a little too hard on it. Maybe I am just being ultra critical because I know Netflix can't put out a good fucking movie, right? So let me take my critic's hat off and put on my everyday Joe Blow hat on. And even at everyday Joe Blow, I still fucking hate this movie. I don't even hate it. I don't even hate it. I just feel sorry for it.
I'm going to give you a quote from a classic movie. I'm going to flip it on its head for you. Forget it, Jeff. It's Netflix.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Oh shit! You ain't never lie. Damn, forget it, Jeff. It's just. Can we get a shirt that says that? Forget it, Jeff. It's Netflix.
Oh, we gonna make that merch.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, this is obviously set up for multiple sequels.
What is with Netflix and just thinking they marvel with every movie they put out? Oh, we're gonna put out another sequel for this, another sequel for that. And I'm like, get the first one right.
Right. Like, and it's there. All the components are there. Like Jamie Foxx's charisma, the fucking, like, you didn't like the action or the fight sequences, but I thought that was great. The Nazarian brothers. Like I'm saying, if you watch this movie for anything, watch it for the Nazarian brothers scene and then get out.
Watch it for the Snoop gun. Like, I love seeing Snoop gun with a Gatling gun and a blunt in his mouth and a cowboy hat. That's in a trench coat. That is some pimp shit.
Yo, well, like when he gets out of the truck, right? And Jamie Foxx was like, "Black cowboy." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, so man, they shift.
So Snoop Dogg, Nazarian brothers, that's about it.
All right, let's move into Bodies, which I fucking loved. I was laughing my ass off.
Yo, this fucking movie is what I wanted Scream, the last Scream movie to be.
Yes.
Yo, this was a reinvention and a deconstruction of that whole entire fucking slasher genre. And it was, I don't want to say it's perfect, right?
Because it's not. But it's damn fucking close. This is definitely going to be one of my favorite films of the year. This is another film that it's an hour and a half.
And it flew.
No fat on it. What I love too is it felt like, as you said, Scream, but it also felt like Clueless a bit. Like it had the humor from Clueless.
It had the humor from Clueless. It's modern, but also timeless.
I will say this is like, it's a murder mystery and a slasher film, and it's almost like Knives Out for Gen Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll give you that. And like, once you start getting into the meat of it, I don't even like. You didn't even fucking care who the killer was. I just wanted to see these chicks self-destruct.
Yo, right? And that's what I loved about the movie. Everyone except for one character is an awful person. And that's what makes the movie hilarious, right? Is that these are all awful people. Like when they show up to the house and I saw Lee Pace in the pool. First off, I didn't even know Lee Pace was in this, but seeing him in the pool, I was just like, okay, is this what I think it is? And then you find out like, oh, and I was like, okay, yep, this is exactly what I thought it is. And that is gross. That's super gross.
And fucking Pete Davidson.
Yo, the biggest scumbag.
He plays scumbag so well, but like his character, like, it is so fucking well acted, and the tension in these fucking scenes when the chick's got the gun, right? And she's waving it around like, don't do that.
Yo, I like how they started like going off on each other. You are so toxic.
It was like she doesn't even listen to your podcast. So you told me you like my podcast. I do like your pod. Yo.
Man.
It is hilarious, but it's also fucking, your asshole is tense throughout the whole entire thing.
Yes. Shout out to A24, because like as far as horror goes, like more often than not, their horror films have been just
bangers.
Yeah, man. Like this is one I cannot wait for it to come to home video, because I know like whenever I'm not feeling well or I just need to decompress, throwing in bodies.
And like, I suggest, like, I want to see this again.
Me too.
Because here's the thing. Once you discover everything, right? Like you the whatever twist, whatever like that, it kind of makes the movie even fucking better. And it's
funnier too.
Right. I can only imagine watching this, knowing what I know now. It was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is the part. This is the motherfucking part.
And you know what? Not for nothing, I do want to get a group of people together and actually play bodies.
Yeah, because that looks like an awesome game.
Yeah, man.
But also it'll ruin friendships. And like, yeah, everybody in here's a fucking scumbag.
Yes.
And that's the best part of a horror movie. And don't let anyone tell you different. We're watching this to see these people die. And the more you hate them, it's visceral. Like it's the more like enjoyment you'll get out of these kills. And everyone is deplorable except for the one character.
Yeah, the one character, I was just like,
right.
Oh, girl, you have no idea what you walked into.
Like you were out of your depth, baby girl.
Yeah, I was just like, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but like, I want to ask you a question because there's one thing the movie doesn't answer. Do you think that she cheated?
Yeah, 100%. Because of the
whole tussle at the end.
No, not the tussle. It's when she's in the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you should talk about this online. Like,
okay, talk about it offline.
We'll talk about it offline. But yeah, I definitely think she cheated.
I definitely think too, just because of the tussle. Because I'm just like, a bitch wouldn't be that.
Right. Show the text.
Yeah. Because like, if somebody was saying, Brandon, you like my partner, she's like, yo, you cheated on me. I'd be like, I throw the phone at her, like, fucking check my phone then.
Right. But like, I that, but also there's two scenes that connect, right? That like, oh, okay. How'd that get there?
Okay. All right.
Okay. But we'll talk about it offline. Bodies. It's directed by an actress.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
And written by some up and coming female screenwriter. See, this is why I hate when dudes are like, yo, you can't hire female writer directors. And I'm just like,
why?
Yeah,
because they fuck this. This is gonna be in my top 10.
Oh yeah,
for the year. Like, and the fact that I want to watch it again, over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Just to see, like, it is a master class, and it's like if Igby Goes Down had murder in it. Or like my favorite genre is rich white people, right? And it's like it's a rich white person movie with fucking knives.
Yeah.
And I love that shit. It's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm fucking I'm Birdman in that shit, just rubbing my palms like, yeah, can't wait to see you die, bitch.
Yo, I'd like to give a shout out to Alice because I saw Alice, I was like, damn, she's hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, I hate to be sexist about it, but like, there's no weak links when it comes to attractiveness in this movie.
Oh no, yeah. They're all
young and pretty.
Yeah. But I looked up the cast, and even though they're playing younger and they do look younger, they're all like in their late to mid-20s. So
right, but I didn't think they were teenagers in the movie. I thought they were all like 21 and older.
Oh, I thought they were all like just fucking kids.
No, I thought they were all like, they're still fucking kids, but I thought they were all like 21, 22. Because
that makes sense, because again, it just makes, I guess that makes Lee Pace's character a little less gross, but it's still gross because I'm like, nigga, you 50 years old,
right? Like
doing dumb shit with
you know
kids.
Better than that.
Yeah,
you got nothing to talk about. You got nothing in common.
Yeah, you see that dude 10 times over. Like, look, man, I'm gonna go meditate and just be zen and just chill. The vibes are off here.
Right. He's the old dude at the club. No one wants to be the old dude at the club.
I do want to be the old dude playing bodies.
Yeah. I like. Let's get a game together. Let's play. Oh, we should have a contest where we play bodies. Like, do we know anybody with a mansion where we can play bodies in?
Oh, Film Blurs. Yo, listen, that we will host a screening of Bodies, and then play the game with you where you can win some stuff. Like, we got to hit up A24 for this.
Yo, I would love that. Let's do that shit.
All right.
So that's been anything else you want to say?
Nah, man, that's episode 56.
Peace.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs Podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best.
It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.